Radical.
I think I might have headlined this. Mr. Beast offers help to a victim of Raja Jackson. Getting this first part out of the way, Mr. Beast, you know who Mr. Beast is, probably the biggest YouTuber on the platform. Mr. Beast has a lot of money. So sometimes Mr. Beast will do something good and he'll offer some of his money, some of his assistance to people in bad situations, to charity outlets. You know, it's what he does. I think it's great PR for Mr. Beast, definitely. But I'm not going to say that's the only reason he wants to do this. If I had a ton of money like Mr. Beast, that's what I might do sometimes, right? Maybe try to help somebody that maybe was a victim of someone else, someone that quite possibly could have had their life ended a couple days ago. This is actually the actual tweet. Do you even call them tweets anymore? Or what do you call things on X? I'll just keep saying tweet. Mr. Beast says, "Dang man, this hurts to see, especially because I read that he was a veteran that used wrestling as an outlet to get over PTSD. Genuinely, if anyone connected to him knows of a way I can help, please reach out. If his kid is a fan or I can help with hospital bills, I don't know, but I'll help." Okay, so here's a story. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I just want to give my thoughts on it. I just want to share my thoughts on this. What happened basically was, if you've ever heard of the fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson, he's actually been in some movies before, kind of a popular fellow. He has some sons. One of those sons is Raja Jackson, who is 25 years old. Now, for whatever reason, he was kick streaming. I don't know why he was there, but he was at one of these smaller wrestling venues. And at first I saw the video of him actually talking to various wrestlers. It's hard to actually describe this really quickly, but I'll try. Here's all you basically need to know about the situation. If you've seen it come up, like me, you probably seen it come up everywhere talking about how someone's life was potentially erased by Raja Jackson in the ring. Okay? I saw the video. I, of course, can't show the video in the background because it is very graphic. And a lot of the YouTube channels where I'm jumping ahead of myself. Sorry, I'll just explain in point A to B to C to D so you guys and gals know what's happening who are just tuning in and have not heard about this. So Raja Jackson, like I said, is the son of Quentin Rampage Jackson, who was a MMA fighter. Now, he's only a person that's had maybe, I think, one or two MMA matches, but this person is very heavily capable of inflicting a lot of damage on somebody. He is a skilled fighter. Keep that in mind. Now, he's there for whatever reason with some professional wrestlers. And what happens is, when people are hyping up matches or things, not everyone's keyed in on it. If the cameras are rolling, this one guy named Psycho Stu, he approaches Rampage, not Rampage, but Raja Jackson. He approaches him and talks about how, "Have you ever heard of me?" Then they kind of go back and forth. And I think at this point, Raja is not really aware that he's trying to set up a wrestling match because Raja's an MMA fighter. Okay, they don't know about pro wrestlers, terminology, what's a work, what's a shoot, all this kind of stuff. But he picks up one of those, I think it's a joke beer can. I don't think it's a real beer can. It's like one of those that crushes really easy. Picks it up and hits him on the side of his head. Now, it wasn't sold because he didn't know what was going on. Usually when one wrestler picks up a beer can, hits somebody on the side of the head, they sell that. A sell is basically when you sell damage, like a fake punch, you sell that. He didn't sell anything. So that should have keyed in Stu that, Stu was, I think, in the wrong here first, obviously, by hitting him upside the head. Now, what he was probably thinking of, Raja Jackson, was also the fact that he was just getting over a concussion from a sparring match. He had a kick with somebody, hit him somewhere in the head, and he had been throwing up, had a concussion. Again, These are things that this one person, Stu, did not know. I guess he was just there thinking that he was supposed to have a match with this guy. I don't know. I don't know who, maybe somebody told him to do that. Well, more on that in a moment. There's a lot to this story. We'll try to compress it the best I can. Okay. So after that, what happens is of course Raja's riled up about it. He's talked to by several people saying, "Oh man, he didn't mean to. He thought you guys were doing like a skit or something for maybe a possible match. He didn't know who you were." Then after that, you see video of Stu apologizing to Raja and them actually shaking hands. And Raja seemed to not be really angry about it after Stu apologized. That's key here. That's key. Maybe he was still a little bit pissed off, right? Maybe a little bit embarrassed that, other guys are around. He's getting hit in the head with a beer can and whatnot. But at that moment, everything seemed to be fine. But enter one of the factors that led to Raja getting in the ring and nearly killing a man. It's this one guy there who was a friend, weirdly a friend of his dad, Rampage. Some guy with a cowboy gimmick. You see another video, the third video you see that I saw in succession of this was in the hall before they get out there to the ring, before he gets a front row seat there. This one guy's telling him, "Yeah, man, you got to get in that ring and you got to give that guy his receipt. You got to really give it to him, basically, right?" So he's riling him up, and this guy's kick streaming, and he's asking in the chat, "Hey, man, hey, y'all, hey, should I get in the ring and hit him upside the head first and then slam him, or should I slam him?" He's basically kind of fantasizing about what he's going to do in the ring. And when you see him there, it doesn't seem like it's about the match or performance. No, the cowboy told him basically he needs to get in there, not saying it's the cowboy's fault completely, of course not. But he played a role in riling him up. All the people that basically, I think the term is rage baiting him, they rage baited him, pulled out his rage. Maybe some people saying like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing." So he was rage baited into doing what he did, which was, I think, would classify as actually attempted murder, because he got in the ring. And I think Stu was kind of in on it. He knew that he was going to get in the ring and do something. At one point you see him talk to someone in the ring, and it seems like there's an acknowledgement, and one person kind of gives him the go ahead to get in the ring. So it was planned for him to have a run in the ring. But what happens next is he gets in there, he picks up Stu, and it seems like Stu was surprised about the slam, because he was going to maybe get in the ring. And I might be wrong on this, but from what I read, he was supposed to get in there and just kind of chop his legs and give him like a takedown, right? Just, get behind the leg and him fall down or something like that. But no, he picks him up and gives him what can be a very dangerous move, which is a Alabama slam. I think that's the term of it, the Alabama slam, because there was a wrestler in WWE named Bob Holly who actually invented that move, supposedly, the Alabama slam. And you pick someone up, you drape them. His version was a little different, and maybe there's a safe way to do it. You pick someone up and you kind of whiplash them. And this is why it looks so dangerous. You whiplash them so the momentum goes, and they're supposed to land mostly on their back. But the way he whiplashed them, he went head first. So that's a long distance to travel. If somebody's being whiplashed, not only can you give somebody a concussion if they don't take it right, but you could potentially, break someone's spine. There's all kind of stuff that could happen near the top of the head if you give them that slam wrong. And it looks like he gives him that maneuver very wrong, because he blacks out. After he takes that maneuver, he blacks out. He's not moving. What happens now is the attempted murder. I counted about 20 some punches, adding from left to right. He's punching the man. He's laying in real punches, not those fake, silly punches that kind of look like you're hitting air. No, he's legit punching him because He's an MMA guy. He's punching him. And they stop UFC matches if somebody's being punched and they're clearly unconscious because you can't defend yourself. So he's raining down these punches without any stop, over 20 of them on this guy. And thankfully, another wrestler steps in to save Stu's life potentially. Pulls this rampaging, he lives up to the name of his dad, I suppose, pulls off this fucking lunatic off. And at this point, you would think Raja would be like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Did I take a little bit too far? Too many receipts? Too many punches? Is he going to be okay? Oh, man, he's clearly unconscious. No. This person actually doesn't stop. He starts to do a leg takedown maneuver, attempted, on this guy that just pulled him off and stopped the merciless beating. And this guy that had an interview after said it looked like he was trying to take him down, and he called it a really weak-ass half-leg takedown, and start the process and start punching him. So yeah, this guy, I don't know why he's free and he hasn't been arrested. If this happened in the street and not in a wrestling ring, and somebody goes to town on somebody in the street, then they would probably be behind bars. And this was videotaped. This was filmed. You have all the evidence. Whatever is the local police department, you have all the evidence you need to bring him in, at least for questioning or something like that. I think maybe what's happening here is he is the son of a famous person, and sometimes they get special treatment. That's just the way things work. I'll finish off with hopefully something positive. Psycho Stu is currently stable, but in critical care. So he is alive. He is stable. It says the family has asked supporters to keep the wrestler in their prayers as they're focused on his recovery. Yeah, so he is alive. He has lost a lot of blood. He's missing some teeth. He has got several fractures in his face, but he is alive. And this could have all been avoided from several ways. There's a couple different people to blame here, but mostly, of course, it is Raja to blame. And again, I am shocked how Raja is not behind bars right now. Usually when these things happen, you get your comeuppance. Especially if it's all taped right there and all the evidence is right there. Any police officer, any detective can look and they see what's going on is attempted murder right there in the ring. If not, he would have stopped. So, yeah. There's no positive news here other than let's just hope for the recovery of Stu, and let's just hope that Raja is never allowed near a wrestling ring again. I don't know what the fuck is the deal with all these people wanting non-wrestlers to get in the wrestling ring. Like the WWE had that one guy, Travis Scott, that if he wasn't stopped and pulled back, he would have did some serious injury or busted Cody Rhodes' eardrums. All right, we need to stop having all these non-wrestlers in the wrestling ring. Okay, say what you will about wrestlers, okay, but they are trained to be wrestlers. They know what a work is. They know how to throw a fake punch. MMA fighters should not be in the wrestling ring unless they're given proper training and maybe possibly given a psychiatric evaluation before they get in the fucking ring, like this psycho Raja should have had done.